Greetings everyone, hello and welcome to Builders of Greece Prologue. Finally we can play this game. I've had it on my wishlist for quite some time. I think it's pretty similar to Builders of Egypt, but while playing in Greece, and I just love that era, and there's way too few games out there covering that era and that civilization in general. And with that, finally we can build a smaller village in the prologue. The game is already coming up pretty soon. However, I can't wait to show it to you right now because, yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for it and I've had it on my wish list for quite some time. Without further ado, let's jump right into the Builders of Greece prologue that you can also play, by the way, on Steam if you're interested.
The island is already visible on the horizon. Unfortunately, we lost many people and a significant part of our resources to the storm. I'm afraid we'll have to struggle for survival on this land before we can begin our main task. After all, we set out to turn this place into the cradle of our culture, crowned by a theater so magnificent it would astound even Olympus. I'll assist you in this endeavor as much as I can, but you must roll up your sleeves and get to work. We dismantled the damaged ships and managed to recover some useful materials, but the people are already on the verge of exhaustion. Despite our limited resources, we must offer them at least a semblance of civilization. Don't delay. Choose a location where the Agora, the heart of this colony, will be constructed. It will serve as our starting point for claiming this untouched island. So make sure that we have easy access to all nearby resources.
Alright, so it begins. Beautiful beach where we're landing now. And yeah, the first building we need to get cracking is the Agora, the heart of the Polis. And with that, I think we should look at a nice proper location somewhere here in the center where lots of space is in its surrounding area.
We distributed food to the people and checked what resources we have left. It's bad, even worse than I initially assumed. The worst part is that after such a storm, we're probably written off as lost, so we can't expect help from outside. Right now, what we need most is shelter and food. We have to survive and be ready to help others who might have also made it through this nightmare. The main task is going to take longer than we thought.
Alright, so of course every city, every village starts with a nice double road. We're also having a road all the way going back, of course. And then we should start with having some cottages, a fisherman's hut or a hunting lodge. Now I've built this one a bit further away here from the beach, so I think a fisherman is not going to work that much, but of course we can still try. Let's go ahead and have us the first cottages then as well, so they can just be side by side really. We're going to make it like 4 in this area. We need 8 in total, so let's have them also in the back of here. And as we can see, we can just plop them like this. And people will then move in. It's a beautiful graphics game, really. Beautiful game, really. And once we build them, the basic cottages, they provide taxes for us, right? So we have an income here right now of 20 plus. And in that case here, of course, we need to fulfill needs. So this is rather known to us by now, right? And once we fulfill all the needs, they upgrade and become better citizens and better houses, even though the standard version already looks pretty nifty, I think. There's also some people now living in it, Alexander and Ptolemaeus here, for example, Cosmas and Sosime over here. I can also click on them and then have a closer look at their family, at their occupation, their residential zone, and also what gender they are. And of course we want to keep pairs together, and that would lead to Scooty pooping around, making babies, and ultimately growing us. We have 16 adults right now, 0 children, and some workers available. Building the cottages has now successfully finished and has been finished, and they're working on that now and living in there. And now we need to work on some food production. For that, we have the option of either going for fish. As we can see, we already can see that they're attached then to the Agora here. If I get too far down though, it's no longer attached. So this would no longer work because there's no path back home, right? It's too far away. The hunting lodge though is something we can make work. And yeah, there's a nice 100% fertility over there. I think we're going to have it a bit closer here to the mountain area there, because I don't think we're getting that
At
close to it.
last, our people no longer need to spend their nights in the Agora, and the sight of growing food supplies has eased their anxiety about the future. Now, we have to make sure that the first buildings we erected here are not the last. To achieve this, we require basic building materials. Let us construct more production buildings and ensure that warehouse workers in the Agora or warehouses have the best access to them.
Right, so a quarry and a woodcutter's house. As we can see, they cannot overlap, right? It would take away the efficiency. So let's have this one here over in that area with 100%. Very good. Make the connection then as well. Right, and also we do need a quarry. And we definitely will need some rocks close to it. Over here we can see it, that there is something, right? It's, yeah, a bit further away, but it would still work. There we have something... Anything closer? There's something that's rather close. Let's go ahead and have this one in that area. I mean, there's 100 stone here, 100 rocks available. So far so good. I think we still have some homeless people, is that right? 5 homeless people we still have. Have we already grown a bit? No, we haven't. So I definitely will need to build a few more cottages. Go ahead and just make this block here complete. I mean, it does cost me a bit, but homeless people I think cost me way more, right? Now we need to designate a location for the construction of the theater. Begin the stage 1. Oh, already? Yeah, well... I guess happiness is important. And there we have it. Let's have it in front of the Agora, right? So kind of like works together here. There it is. And this is our first monument, really, that the game introduces. The theater. And it's going to have several stages, and it definitely will require quite a lot of resources. 5 wood and 5 stone. Now we are already cutting it down, right? So there it's working. And they're already hard at work over here. The man of the village. And then there's also the Agora workers, which is warehouse workers, right? They're now getting the resources and storing them in the central building, in the central marketplace. I can also speed up time just to get this past a bit quickly. I think also here we should have then a nice second or, well, another road plaza right in front of it. And here we do have then also a bit of a road going away. Because of course, around a construction like this, you do need a lot of space. We have almost all the stone. Hurry up there, you lazy sogs. And there it's all in, and we can start with the first stage.
Our future here is finally set on the right track. People are delighted to hear that despite all adversities, they can contribute to the construction of a wonderful building. But we have a long way to go to win their hearts and ensure their loyalty. Maybe some wine in clay jugs will do the trick. After all, when people are happy, work seems to go faster. Let us consider extracting clay from nearby deposits and processing it.
So what I like right away is we can see the resources on the minimap, right? So down here, we can see that there's some clay over in this region. A bit further away really, but at least available. Somewhere over here, there should be clay according to the map. Right, so once we enter the mode for the clay pit, there it is, right? So we can get it. However, it's really far away, so how can we transport it over? Right, so let's just check it out. There it is as well. We do need to build a clay pit and a ceramics workshop. In that case here, we will probably need a warehouse first, right? So since it's that far away, check it out. Yeah, the only place here really where we can do this. And it's also down in this area, so really far away overall. Build it. There it is. However, no one is now doing anything for it, right? So now we do need the next building, which is a warehouse. And in that case, we need to make sure that the warehouse also has then access to the agora, right? So they're kind of like working together then. So I'm going to place one here. And from that, the workers then, the warehouse workers are now going up there. Quite a lot of them too. And probably going to build the clay pit then. It's working now, operational. There are 6 people working in that. Very good. Let's also make sure that people have a road access. Going through the wilderness is probably not that much fun. And then a road continues onwards into... Can we build it down there? Yes, I can. I think we can. Perfect. Leading then to the clay pit over here. And in that case here, of course, a path really costs me quite a bit. So we need to be careful there about spending all that money we earn right now. They have definitely a beautiful location here to work. Just beside the beach. Untouched. Getting things done. Perfect. That's one thing. What I can see right now is we're growing already, right? So we have 5 children already and 31 adults, and we have some homeless people. So I do need to go ahead and once again build me for cottages that we can have. Unfortunately, we do lack some stone right now. So we have this quarry there. I have unfortunately only 1 worker available. So building another quarry will not do much for me right now. The warehouse was quite costly. So I need to wait for those things to come in. And then we have the warehouse over here. That is then also storing the resources from the clay pit that we have over there. And as we can see, it is now connected. And the first clay is already being delivered. Now, finally, we do have some stuff available, right? We have now some stone again, and we can build the next production, the ceramics workshop. With this one, we can also kind of like start our industrial zone, right? So over here, I think this is a good location for it. It's close to the homes, it's close to the warehouses, and yeah, it's also available space that we have. I just want to make sure that we can build another cottage here then. So actually, let's build the cottage. I think we do need more homes anyway, and then we can have this road there, right, to finish this area then, and then we can have the industry zone. Let's have another double road in between, right? And here we can now have our production buildings, and ceramics would be my first one. And as we can see, it is now within the radius of this warehouse. It can also be within the radius of the agora, but that would make much sense in this case here. Let's go ahead and build it.
We are claiming more and more land on this island. Soon we will plant the first vineyards, irrigate them, and enjoy the first jug of the god's drink. Before that, however, we need to make sure our warehouse workers in the agora get all the help they need. Efficient logistics, including roads, markets, and warehouses, is the foundation of a thriving economy.
Right, so this introduces now happiness.
In the archives, you can seek
so with that, we will need to finally now work on the happiness of my people.
Polis is governed.
Right now, they are indifferent towards us. So they're fine, right, with life, but they don't also particularly like us. And as we can see, fish is in, meat is in, or food in general is in. And next up, they would need wine now. For wine, we do need the ceramics that we already produce now. And we also will need wine. So let's go ahead, and we need to build a grape wine plantation, grapevine fields, Noria, and the winery. And this is a new building that we have then. We have 1 homeless person and 5 workers available. That's great. There's the plantation. It actually requires 4 stone. Quite steep. I think we will need to build a second quarry here soon. I think we had some stone up there. Yep. And here is also stone, but only 50. There's another 100. Right, but I'm afraid if I build that, we don't have enough workers anymore. Only 3 children, so we're not growing that quickly at the moment. Let's go ahead with a plantation rather. Yeah, and we do need a proper location for this, preferably where we have a lot of space. So I think this one here would be good stuff because it's close to my industry zone there as well. Right, and we can have several of them together then. We just need some stone now. There it is. So let's go ahead and have it somewhere over here. I think that's great because then we have lots of space still in the surrounding area. And from here now we need to build those farms or those, well, plantations or fields. And then we do have over here. Treasure discovered. One of the construction sites cries out joy, echoed as the workers unearth a valuable treasure, most likely remnants of the ancient inhabitants of these lands. We can either transfer it to the treasury or show our generosity by distributing the precious items to the citizens. We would get 300 drachma, we have lots of that, so give it to the people. And with that we should hopefully boost the happiness a bit. Not really, they're still indifferent. I would have loved some more happiness there. Go ahead and build those fields. We do need to build 6 of them to make this worth it. Right, and what this also will need is, as we can already see it, water. Right, a Noria is required for this. There it is. Also requires some stone as always. The Noria will probably also need to be built then for my citizens, but we'll just see. Let's have it. Oh, this is a nice location. Let's have the Noria here. Providing now the water. I love these buildings, beautifully detailed. And with that, we are producing now some grapes. Next up, what we still need is then also the winery. This, however, needs 50 theats in order to unlock this building. So we need a few more people. Right, we're only at 40 at the moment. So I need to build, first and foremost, some more homes. We can still finish this block here that we have. More houses. Can I move buildings then? It would be lovely if I can move buildings on the go, right? Because that is always something very important, I think, in every city builder. To rectify mistakes. The theater is coming along, looking lovely. And we require quite a lot of resources for the next one. I think some tools. A little bit later we have all the 50 people we need moving in, and with that we have unlocked now also our next production, the winery. Let's have this here close then. Yep.
People adore you. They owe you both their
They
lives
better.
and their future. They expect you to resume building the theater and make this place the cradle of our culture so they can share in its splendor. The bad news is we are currently lacking tools to continue. However, there is a solution. Let us start developing a port project. After finishing it, we will be able to send the message of our survival to our home Polis and establish new trade routes.
Alright, so I was right about the tools. That's what we need here right now. We need to build a harbor area and maritime trade. So 2 things are being unlocked right now. Research and new buildings, right? And we do have a beach area already down here with the warehouse, hopefully in range. So we should be able to do this. Let's just find the port. For this we need to open the technology
Here
panel
you can choose
and
which buildings and technologies
have a look what this game
you
really
want me
offers.
to research to enhance the level of scientific advancement in our polis.
And that's quite a bit what we can see here. And there's over here maritime trade. Develop a technology that will open the way to start maritime trade. And in that case here, we do require 15 tech points or pamphlets or scrolls. And we also need 350 drachma and 5 wood. We have that. So we can now start researching this. As we can see, there's quite a lot here. Stone roads, for example, larger warehouses. Yeah, efficient stone attraction would be something that I like. More food production, crops, and lots of hidden tech that we also have down there. This is now researching. We can already prepare everything for this port. So here we can have this area then, right? So it's going away from the, or it's coming from the warehouse more or less. We could make this probably symmetrical. Not quite, but here we can have then our double road that leads all the way to the port then, and this one here needs to go for sure. looking ugly as it is right now. So we can now, yeah, hopefully also produce some fish then, right? Because I think my hunter is not enough anymore. So having the fishery here is actually working out perfect. And we need to have it somewhere here then. Let's wait to see how big the port is. Very nice. The trade has been finished. With that, we do now have a new building that we can have, the harbor. And the 12 stone we already have for it. Yep, and it's huge. Go ahead and have this one right over here. And I would like to have then a fisherman's hut also not too far away. And there's already the first chippies coming in.
Trade
now we need to start importing tools.
To get rid of excess resources and acquire those that you are currently in need of.
And we're buying up to 10 tools that we have. This will cost me some drachma, but we think we can afford it. We could probably sell something that we have in surplus. Did we get the tools? Did you sell me some tools? No, did not. Unfortunately. We could probably use ceramics here, for example. Sell above once we have above 10, probably. And we could also say sell above the clay once we also have 10 here, right? To make some money, but it's nothing in comparison to what tools are actually costing. The oracles claim that the turbulent sea is a sign of Poseidon's wrath. Venturing out to sea may not be the best idea at the moment. On the other hand, we need a steady supply of fresh fish to ensure food for our people. Let them sail, we will manage without fish. No, let them sail. I've built the fisherman after all, so I'm not having it for nothing here. I like the atmosphere, I like the lightning. There should though, however, still be, you know, some more people. Looks rather barren at the moment. And yeah, my people are satisfied. How great is that? At least that's a progress, as they're getting now different resources. We have now here the wine coming in, right? And this is what they like. And with that, we also increase our taxes there a bit. Another ship is coming in, hopefully providing us now with the tools that we need.
You did an outstanding job. The theater was meant to be the main attraction that would draw other people to this. Yet here we are, ships laden with goods keep docking at our colony, making it an important transport hub on sea routes. I can't wait for the day when we finally raise this grand structure.
Alright, and with that we can now start the construction of the second tier. If we only had the stone, let's go ahead and also research the efficient stone extraction here. It's only 10% though. We need more stone. We have available workers 7, so let's go ahead and build another quarry, right? We have one here, just beside the warehouse. That's a perfect location to double our stone production. A terrible accident has occurred. The fishing boat sank during the fishing expedition in the rough sea. People are well aware of who is responsible, but nobody speaks it out aloud. Oh, come on. I'm just providing food. And we lost 3 people, I think. I think we lost some people there. Better stop the fisherman hut for now. Right, there's the storm event. It's still lasting a while. And I certainly don't want to lose more people. So interesting events there for sure. We have now the resources. Let's go ahead and build stage 2.
Every treasure needs to be defended. For many of our people, this piece of land is like a dreamy paradise. A paradise we cannot afford to lose. While I hope we will never be forced to take up arms, something tells me that we had better start training our people right away.
Alright, recruitment and military units. Before we getting attacked, build the barracks or the archery range. And there should be some over there. There's the barracks. Some tools, some stone. With that, we can start our military unit. And yeah, I mean, we could have it then here in the industrial zone, or a bit closer perhaps to my citizens.
May Ares grant us his blessing. An enemy ship is on the horizon, and
Already?
fishermen say the sound of battle song.
Enemy raid. Danger looms on the horizon. The fishermen have spotted an enemy ship approaching our island, and the ominous black sails leave no doubt about the intentions of its crew. We must act swiftly and decisively to defend our citizens from the invaders. Perhaps prepare the army for battle. So we now need to train the first infantry. Right, and in there we have then the Psilos, is a basic melee unit. Costs me some logs, some drachma, and an available worker, right? So let's go ahead and have 2 of them. And, how to get more workers quickly? We could stop the production of something, I guess. The quarry, perhaps. And with that, we can get more warriors out there, right? So let's have 4. I think with 4, we should be well equipped for whatever comes here. The fisherman spotted it, so it should be over here, right? There it is. Indeed. There is an enemy ship coming. So we're training them now. They will also cost me quite a bit. Let's hope they're ready on time. 2 of them have been trained now. We have trained them, and as we can see, the army upkeep cost is now at 4, so it's reducing our taxes there, unfortunately. And there's this really cool looking ship. Alright, we don't have any available workers there anymore, so those 4 will just have to do it. And we can take them. Yes, also. I can only see 3 though. We should have 4. There it is. So he was sleeping. And they're all now moving. It's quite a lot of them. I hope we can do this. They're looking like Spartans. Unfortunately, the game doesn't tell me how many we need, right? I could have mustered more, probably. I mean, I can still do this. No, I can't. You can't train anymore during an attack. Let's use the tactical advantage of being uphill. Perhaps that works out. Yeah, this doesn't look good. And we lose the first. And I think we're completely getting wrecked here, but okay. And we're now getting plundered and pillaged by those raiders. I can't even say that I should have trained more because, you know, getting more workers would have been possible, but my money was so low already that it's getting a bit hard there. And I don't know if this is intentional here, but that is a pretty harsh raid for the first one. Where are they going? They're going to pillage me now. Pillage me hard. Alright, and we lost some 50 drachma, ceramics, clay, gravestone, but just low numbers, right?
Fortunately, the enemies were only interested in our resources. They robbed us and left.
Alright, this is definitely intentional.
We might not be so lucky. After such adventures, we can't simply continue working on the theater as before. People need something new. A symbol that will remind them of today. Fill their hearts with the belief that despite the recent sacrifice, the army will stand between them and the invaders again. Ares Square, honoring the god of war, will be perfect as an additional place for training and entertainment.
Alright, so we need to continue with the researching. And continue in the next episode. Stay tuned.